Welcome to the fourth episode of the TalkinTwenties Pod presented by 999 Nutrition. To start off, I'm going to be talking about two upcoming big-time sporting events in North America, the World Cup and the World Baseball Classic. To start off, the World Baseball Classic, I got winning it. Definitely U.S. up there, even though I wish they put Cap in the lineup. For those of you who don't know, it's Trout. Japan has a good shot. Dominican Republic always has a good shot. They always got a good squad.
Solid.
Give me the Dominican Republic this year.
Really? You think they're going to take it home?
Yeah, Carlos Santana. They got some ballers in that lineup.
See, I think Japan is going to fall off this year. Obviously, they have Shohei and the other pitcher from the Dodgers. I forget his name. They have a few other players, but I don't think they're going to take it all the way this year. I think last year was more of a I don't want to say fluke because I think they were the better team, but I don't think that'll happen again this year. I got the United States taking home. I think they have a super team this year. You know, they got Paul Skeens pitching. They got the dude from the Detroit Tigers.
Yep.
What's his name? Scooble?
Scooble.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's good. They got obviously Mike Trout, right?
No, he's not in it.
Oh, he's not in it?
They didn't select him.
He called out?
No, I don't think they selected him.
Ah, man. Well, either way, they have a super team, so I'll give the U.S. the nod this year.
Yeah, for me, the final would be Dominican Republic versus U.S. It'd be a great game for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But
do they do one game or is it a series or?
So right now it's pool play, so they play four teams in the different areas of North America. For example, the U.S. games are in Houston where the Astros play.
Yeah.
And they play that, and then once they build up into like the final tournament play, then they play a series, I think, to end it. I think it's best 2 out of 3 maybe?
I think so.
Something similar now.
Probably.
And moving on to the next sport, big time event that's coming up in North America here is the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. They got obviously the first round. They have games scattered all over the U.S. They have, some in Santa Clara where they just held the Super Bowl. They got them in Houston, New Jersey. They got them, in Mexico, Canada. But it's gonna be exciting. I honestly don't know who's gonna win it all. I think Argentina won it the last World Cup, I believe. But France, they always have a good squad. But again, second decision in a row. Give me America, the United States, to win it all.
Wow, that's a bold take. I don't follow soccer as well, but the two teams that I have that I think have a good shot of winning it is Mexico and Italy.
Okay, yeah, they got.
Especially being in North.
I think Italy's known for their defense, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Especially being in North America, and there being games played in Mexico, I think the fans will show out strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, for sure. I agree with that.
Back to some of the games being played here in the U.S. I wish I could go, but the ticket prices are a little bit out of my price
outrageous.
range.
Maybe it's Ticketmaster or some ticketing agency, but that's just how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
You go to any concert, any event, ticket prices are outrageous.
You know FIFA. So you buy the tickets off the FIFA's website, right?
Yeah.
They charge you a fee. They get a fee, and then if you resell, you have to resell it on the FIFA website, and they take another fee.
Oh, I don't know.
So is FIFA running a monopoly?
They always have. You go back to the World Cup in Qatar, I believe it was. There was many. They had to make a whole bunch of stadiums, a whole bunch of playing fields for the players, right, for the teams. I remember there was a whole scandal coming out about the workers and their conditions. There were thousands of them that were dying dying in the construction sites. They were poorly fed, poorly housed while they were there. Didn't get a whole lot of payment. Some say it was modern day slavery, but I don't know the full details to that extent, but so we'll see.
Another thing that's going on right now is the Winter Olympics in Italy, and it's going good. Seems interesting. I'm not a big Olympic sport fan, but go U.S.
I feel like Winter Olympics are more for the obviously if you live in a colder environment or a colder state, like if you live in like Minnesota or like Wisconsin, Michigan,
Colorado,
somewhere where it snows, you're gonna be more involved in like the snowboarding, skiing sports. But some of these other sports like curling or bobsledding, I feel like it's a very niche sport. It's not like a broad one where it's like hockey or basketball, where millions of people play. It's like, you kind of have to be born to I don't want to say like a wealthy, family, or but I mean, come on, what everyday person who maybe doesn't have a lot of money is gonna go and think I'm gonna do curling and I'm gonna try to curl to the highest level, or I'm gonna do bobsledding to the highest level. So I think us personally and a lot of other people can't really relate to those sports. So I'm more of a Summer Olympic type person.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Although hockey is interesting to watch.
No, I like hockey.
Once again, I'm taking the U.S. to win. Yeah, it should be a good time. I got to tap into those games.
What do you think about the Olympics coming out and saying there will be a zero tolerance for fighting in the hockey games?
Where do I begin? You can't take away part of a game. It's just like the NFL changing the kickoff rules.
I agree.
Those are so soft. I understand injury, this injury, that. You're taking away a part of the game that was football.
I agree.
Same with hockey. That's part of the reason why fans go to the games.
I 100% back that mindset. You have the Four Nations, which took place maybe a year ago, or maybe a little less. But you had the USA versus hockey, the infamous 3-fight game within the first 9 seconds of playing. Come on, that's what the fans want to see. That's what the people that don't watch hockey, they want to watch hockey and see that, not the normal play. Which I can respect normal play, but to the everyday person that maybe doesn't watch, they want to see the fights.
And it gets the boys riled up. They start banging their sticks.
Gets the fans involved. Gets the boys riled up. It creates just a much better atmosphere for the game.
And good luck to all countries, but I hope the U.S. wins.
So you've been going to the gym a lot recently.
Yeah.
Today, actually, we went to Stoic Gym. If you guys are familiar with that, it's in Roseville. It's a new gym opened up by a 4-time Mr. Olympia champ, Jeremy Buendia. It's a really cool gym, great atmosphere. There's great people. It's a great community. So, how'd you like it? Your first time going?
Yeah, it was my first time going, and great gym. To be honest, going into it, I was a little intimidated because Mr. Olympia. I thought it was going to be one of those gyms where it's like it's strictly bodybuilding, and outsiders are like kind of. I don't know what the word is. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. But nah. From the second we walked in, I was greeted with kindness and respect, and even got a chance to meet Jeremy after the workout. He was awesome, super nice guy,
real humble dude.
Yeah, and the gym itself, it's nice. A lot of machines I've never seen before. They had this deltoid machine that was really good, and the shoulder press felt better than the gym that I go to now. Definitely, if I was up in that Rockland, Roseville area, I would definitely get a membership over there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the equipment is top of the line, it's great equipment. It's always clean. Everything always works, It's never too busy to the point where you can't get a lift in. You have to wait for machines. They got great lighting. So if you are into, social media and recording yourself, they got great lighting. They got a posing room. They got ready to go meals made for after your lift. Those are good.
Hey,
those hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. I think it's Full and Fit Prep. Shout out them.
Talk about what you had.
Yeah, so I had a sweet and spicy vegetable beef bowl, which contained ground beef, which was, off the charts. They seasoned that to perfection. They had some vegetables, or some broccoli, some carrots, and then they had white rice underneath it all. 10 out of 10 meal. Had 60 grams of protein at 600 calories. It was phenomenal.
Nice.
What'd you have?
I had like a ground beef potato bowl. It had about 600 calories, 55 grams of protein. So definitely refueling me after that nice workout. And it was delicious. It was my first time having ground beef in over 5 weeks. And you could tell when you bit into it that it was probably 93.7. It was very lean ground beef. So it's good for you.
It was great.
Good foods.
And then you got the cheesecake after, right?
You did as well. Yeah. It was good stuff. I had the cherry one. You had the blueberry?
I had the lemon blueberry.
Okay, yeah. Once again, first sweet in a long time. And although it's not an actual sweet, it tasted like...
Had 25 grams protein.
It tasted like real cheesecake and had all that protein in it.
It was good. I would definitely order those to my house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Oh, yeah. I wish I lived up in that area because for meal prepping's hard. You make the same 4 things, you get tired of it. But up there, what was there? 5 different options of food, and that's just today alone. I'm sure the menu rotates.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great atmosphere, great job, delicious meals, and yeah, Stoic Gym definitely gets an A+ from me. Now a message from our sponsor, 999 Nutrition.
999 Nutrition's tactical grade pre-workout is here to get you through your workouts and everyday lifestyle. With 150 milligrams of caffeine per scoop, it'll give you that extra boost to get through your day.
Speaking of day, 999 Nutrition is offering the Training Day bundle for only $49.99. In that bundle, you will receive a bag, pre-workout, and wrist wraps. Go to 999nutrition.com today to get yours. Thank you to 999 for sponsoring the TalkinTwenties pod.
Now back to the episode.
Thank you 999 for sponsoring the TalkinTwenties pod. And speaking of 999 and speaking of Stoic, one thing we forgot to mention is 999 is sold at Stoic.
Yeah, they are. If you as soon as you walk in, they have a whole plethora of different pre-workouts, protein, protein powders. But as soon as you walk in, there's a nice little section with the 999 Nutrition. They have the pre-workout, they have the wrist wraps. So you could buy the Training Day special at Stoic Gym if you live in the Roseville area.
Yeah, and back to Stoic again. Another thing I forgot to mention is their merchandise is really cool.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, you got some
great
stuff,
quality.
Yeah. Awesome. And once again, thank you 999 for sponsoring this video of the TalkinTwenties pod. Go check out Stoic Gym if you haven't already. And yeah.
So, with the advancement of technology over the past, let's say decade or so, we've really seen a shift in AI and its improvement. You got, just some baseline levels of ChatGPT and stuff like that. But now you're seeing videos being produced in AI, photos, there's a whole new social media app, I believe, where it's just AI that talks to each other, which is mind-blowing. What are your thoughts on AI?
I think AI overall, I think it's beneficial, in my opinion. There's different things you could do with AI. For example, in one of my college courses, we watched a TED Talk on an AI creator. I'm forgetting the brand name that they created, but you could put a video of your dead relative into the software and it would spit out a video that is almost identical. So I think for a kid, for example, that maybe lost their grandparent when they were 1, 2, to be able to get birthday wish at 5 or 6, it's really cool because it almost gives the kid a feeling of, oh wow, my grandparent's here. And for the parents who their parents were the ones who were sadly passed, they could reminisce on the times with their family. So I think that's a cool part of AI. I also think AI might take some jobs. Okay, it probably will because some of the jobs a computer can do, but there's other jobs where I think it just flat out can't take the job. I think it's more.
What are some of those
side
jobs?
by side.
What are some of those jobs you think that they? First of all, what are some of those jobs that you think they will take over? Maybe the next 20 years.
To be honest, a lot of marketing jobs. You got to think for every ad that is made, AI already takes from the internet of what's already been posted, so they could just combine something. I mean, for example, our logo was made with AI.
It was,
and it looks great.
It does.
To be honest, just being honest.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Marketing. Honestly, a lot of things artistic, I think will be taken over because you got to think how far AI's advanced year after year after year after year with Sora AI and all the other things, TikTok AI. You can't tell sometimes what's real and what's not. So
no, I agree. I get fooled on every now and then a video will come out and I'm like, oh shoot, is that AI? Is that real?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure.
You always got to double check. And I just think, once again, marketing, probably a lot of the jobs will be gone. Then again, advertising, you got to have face-to-face. It's better. Meet people. Yeah,
you do.
You have to. Honestly, filming and editing, I mean, soon enough, you could type in what you wanted to edit out, and probably within
it'll spit you a
seconds,
video,
it will get you what you want.
Yeah,
so
all for free too, pretty much. Unless the actual website has a paywall. Other than that, it's all going to be free.
So a lot of the AI is it may take some jobs, but I think mostly it's going to be one of those things where you as a human have to figure out not only how to use AI to benefit you, but also work side by side with AI. For example, teachers, right?
Yeah.
You could use AI to make an assignment, help with the lesson plan, help with ideas on that lesson plan, help meet the standards of whatever module or unit you're in.
So you don't think AI will potentially take over teaching?
I don't think so. I think there's something, don't get me wrong, I was a fan of Zoom class and, not technically having someone in front of me, but a lot of kids don't learn that way. And especially a class like PE, if you're a student in PE and you're a PE teacher, the PE teacher can see the effort you're putting forth and see what it is. They know the standards, they know the pedagogical knowledge, they know the content knowledge, and they know the pedagogical content knowledge. So they know everything about how to manage a class, how to help with behavior, lessons, make adaptations for children who may have disabilities or may just have limitations in general. So I think that person-to-person, face-to-face contact, nothing can take that away.
See, I agree with the fact that I do think, obviously being in person and having that human interaction is important. Don't get me wrong, I think that's number one. However, if you're looking at it from a broader perspective, and I think honestly a more realistic perspective into the future, you got to think about, the kids that are being born today, the kids that are, maybe they're 1 or 2 years old now, where their whole childhood, all they know is screen time. All they know is looking at their iPad a few inches away from the screen, watching TikTok, watching, the Italian brain rot, everything that's coming out. By the time those kids are, 10 years old, 11 years old, they're not going to know how to communicate with each other. They're going to, just be stuck in the sense of, oh, if it's not on my screen, then I don't know what to do with it. So I think, it'll be hard in the future for a teacher to, really connect with the, this upcoming generation of kids, just with all the brain rot and technology that's out there.
Yeah, I think similar to like what we've done so far is we keep up with the brain rot a little bit at a time. So
it's good for you at times.
Yeah, it's funny. It's lighthearted stuff typically. So I think future teachers, you got to understand, one of the main things about teaching is you got to know about your students and know how to adapt your ways and make modifications where you need to be. So, for example, when I was in high school and when I was in university, a lot of teachers would say things that were modern and up to date, like CAP at the time, or things like that. So, I think as a teacher, you just got to keep up with the times, really.
I agree. But at the same time, if you can have an AI generated, human, for example, on a screen that, they're completely AI, they're fake, they're not real, you don't have to pay them. Why? And if they're seeing results, why wouldn't a school, replace the teachers with that? Just say, hey kids, you guys can, stay at home, but we're gonna have this AI teacher teach you, and you watch them through the screen, totally free.
I think that could potentially work with some of the artsy subjects like art or media classes, but when it comes to PE, Squid Games was a show.
Yeah.
Squid Games is not real up to this point. They're not going to have some AI scanning the room to see perfect form, because guess what? Not everyone's perfect. Not everyone's the same. So teachers need to know and have standards. For example, if a student has a 504, you need to provide accommodations and be able to help them become successful in physical education.
I agree, but you also gotta, I agree for the fact that yes, we do need to, cater to each kid's ability, because every kid's not going to learn the same. Every kid doesn't have the same skill set. One kid could be, really good at math, really good, at social science and, those subjects. Then you could have another kid who's just, super athletic and can do all these crazy things. However, I think our schools and, is the way that, these big corporations almost, are they looking more for the, well-being and the future of these kids, or are they looking for a profit and, setting aside these kids' potential and futures?
I think it's always been a profit. Universities across America are now paying AI companies millions and millions of dollars to have their AI for their students. For example, Sacramento State University utilizes ChatGPT. They pay for every student to have ChatGPT. It's like San Diego State and Sac State. San Diego State bought Microsoft Copilot for all their students.
Oh, wow.
And
but now, did they buy it, or did the students really buy it with their high tuition rates?
It's probably the students, to be honest. But
it is.
and then Sac State has ChatGPT for all their students. So schools are adopting AI. Really, AI, you can't run away from it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I had a professor tell me a little while back that at this point, when it comes to writing and reading books and finding summaries online and whatever, it's not the students' fault, because when, like, obviously the internet was less when our parents were in school, and not at all even, but you got to think about, they were using every resource available to them.
Oh, yeah.
The second the typewriter came out, they were using it instead of pen and paper. So you can't fault the students. It's really the system.
Yeah, I 100% I agree. And also at the same time, you know, you have all these tools that are coming out, and, you know, ChatGPT and all these, you know, AI things. They're only going to get better. You know, if me and you stop today, it's not like, you know, AI is going to stop with us. It's just going to keep expanding, keep growing, you know. So we have to learn with it. But I do think there has to be, you know, limits and maybe some laws in place to so that AI doesn't, you know, exceed their limits.
Okay. So that brings up another good question. Does AI have rights? Like human rights, essentially?
I mean, does a dog have human rights?
To an extent.
What rights would you give ChatGPT?
I don't know. That's just a question I've been hearing recently. But you also got to think, have you seen online recently people are having relations with AI bots?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
But at the same time, you know, there's always going to be people out there that do things like that, and there have been for a while. You know, you can go back, you know, to the 80s, 70s, 90s. You have animated TV shows. You have people that think, you know, that animated girl on that show is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'll look at them like, what? What are you talking about?
Or you've seen the people that are like addicted to their car.
I saw that.
Or,
My Strange Addictions. I
yeah,
saw that.
or other stuff like that. It's a very hard situation because AI's here. There's no putting AI back to where it came. So I think the best advice I would have as a growing person, young adult in this world is you got to learn how to use AI.
But don't rely on it.
You can't rely on it because certain AIs, if you ask a long prompt, the sources that you're requesting, some of them are made up sources. So you just got to really be thorough. And I'm more of a fan of utilizing AI to check my work. So if I put in a paragraph of what I wrote myself, hey, check the grammar on this. Gladly use AI to help me with that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So there we have it. We both think AI has some downsides and some positives, but overall AI, you got to learn how to use it, and it should lead to a more positive life. Bouncing off the topic of AI, one last thing I wanted to talk about is tattoos. What's your opinion on tattoos?
Well, you know, I have a tattoo. It's my only one. I got it about, you know, maybe like 9 months ago, right on the elbow. So it hurt, but, you know, it was cool. I like tattoos. I think when done right, you know, when they got to have meaning. You can't just get a tattoo just because, you know, it's a spontaneous thing. It looks cool. It's got to have a meaning to you, in my opinion. But yeah, you know, when done right, they only add to, you know, your character. They only add to, you know, your looks, and, you know, it's an accessory almost, but it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. I have tattoos, and I almost look at it. You almost have to look at it as a piece of jewelry, almost kind of in a way, especially if you pay for good quality work. And I think times have changed. You know, job markets aren't the same. People with tattoos aren't the same. You'll see nurses with tattoos, doctors with tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of professionals, lawyers even. They might cover it up, but yeah, lawyers have tattoos too. So you just gotta. It's different times now. You know what I mean? Like, just because you have tattoos doesn't mean you're this or that. You know?
No, I agree.
You got to be open.
I think it's almost like it's definitely an art form, but I think it's definitely more of like it's who you are more than rather, you know, I'm trying to put this out there for, you know, for a certain meaning. It's more like you know, this relates to me, this resembles me, so I'm gonna put it on my body. You know, today's actually Friday the 13th, so a lot of tattoo places, you know, they'll do tattoos for like, I think $100 maybe, or 50 bucks. They do tattoos for really cheap on Friday the 13th. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm more of a bigger piece guy, so Personally, it wouldn't work for me, but I respect different styles like patchwork and all that. It's cool.
I think
I'm more of a realism.
They're your favorite style, realism?
Yeah, realism, black and gray realism.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a fan of patchwork. It doesn't have to be all black and white. It could have a little bit of color, but
Yeah,
I like that.
that's fine. There's definitely different styles for everyone. There's traditional, there's patchwork, there's realism. There's tons of artists now, especially the younger generation. Some people don't want to get into the traditional 9-to-5 workforce, so they go take a specialty career like being a barber or being a tattoo artist. So there's definitely avenues other than traditional routes like college and all that.
Yeah. 30 years ago, if you have a tattoo, you're labeled as a bad person.
Yeah.
But I think with as the generations came, they become a lot more lenient, and now I think we're in an era of, if I see someone tattoos, my first thought, first of all, most of the time, I'll see their tattoos and not even think of it. Like, it won't even cross my mind that, oh yeah, he's got some tattoos. It'll just be like, oh, it's just a person right there. Unless they have some like really cool or noticeable work, then I'll be like, oh, that's cool, or like, oh wow, that's interesting. But most of the time, it doesn't even cross my mind, and I definitely don't think of someone lower if they have tattoos.
Yeah, and I think ever since getting a big piece, I like to look at other people's tattoos now. My whole social media feed is filled with tattoo artists across the U.S. and even out of the U.S. They do some great work in Bali.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I mean, huge pieces, beautiful pieces for really what.
You gonna make a trip?
No, I'm not going to get a tattoo for a while, but I definitely respect tattoos, and I respect the artist, and I respect kind of the whole process. Really, you reach out to an artist you're interested in, you have a great talk, connect on a personal level. You sit there. Sometimes, I mean, patchwork can be an hour to 4 or 5 hours, but some bigger pieces, you sit there 2-3 days and over 16 hours of work. I mean, you gotta, you make a good connection, and it's a sacrifice. And people that tell you, oh, tattoos don't hurt, they are lying. Okay.
Depends where you get it.
They all hurt. They just hurt on different levels.
I mean, yes.
It's a needle going in your arm, brother.
It just depends where you get it.
It's a needle going in your arm, brother.
It depends where you get it.
It might feel
obviously you're gonna feel it. It's not like you're gonna feel it where it's like no pain at all. You're gonna feel it. But come on, you can't compare. If you get it, personally, when I got my inside part done, it was probably the worst pain I felt. Especially when they were done and it was raw and they were just going over it.
Yep.
It hurt. But the outer parts right here, it wasn't bad.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It can vary from. I have a high pain tolerance, so to me, I wasn't bothered really ever. I rarely took breaks, but I got down here by my wrist done, and that was pretty painful. It almost felt like someone had two scissors and was just going like this repeatedly.
Oh no,
so,
that's real. That's real.
It wasn't,
especially when they get the shading and they bring out the big needles.
I would actually like to argue that point. I think it hurts worse with the line work, because you got to think they go over. Well, I don't know how it is with you, but like for me, they went over thin, then thicker, then made it thicker and thicker lines. The shading
for which part?
For line work, for doing the initial line work of it.
You thought that was the worst part?
Yeah, because when they're shading, right, they're going hard on your skin. Initially, yes, okay, it hurts.
It hurts.
They're dragging
especially
like this.
At the very end when it's already raw.
But then you got to think too, when they're shading, that's when the most progress is getting done. That's sick. You got to think.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that part hurts the most. It might be the coolest part of it, but
I think the line work hurts.
No,
if you have, depending on the area you get it done, the line work hurts the most. Trust me, the line work hurts.
I disagree. Trust me, I got line. They use a small needle to go around the inside part of the elbow.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what I have. Trust me, that line work hurts worse than the shading.
No shot.
When
you sat there, it's the 4th hour, and the tattoo's pretty much done, but your skin is completely raw. It's bleeding. It's red.
Yeah. Okay.
And the tattoo's done, but they need to go over it once more just to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
And it's essentially an open wound that you're going in and out of with hundreds of needles, little needles.
Cool story, little bro. Try sitting there for 12 hours on your 3rd day and see how you feel. So guess what?
Miss me with that.
So guess what?
Miss me with that.
Yeah, all right. So guess what, buddy? I know pain. You don't have to tell me pain.
Your elbow done?
Yeah.
Let me see.
It is. I'm not taking off my jacket. Anyways,
Yeah.
point of the story is overall tattoos nowadays are more accepted. We accept them.
Oh, yeah.
And a little cautionary note I would leave the viewers is next time you see someone with tattoos, and if your parents are very traditional or even you are very traditional, come with an open mind. Not everyone with tattoos are bad people or
have, bad meaning.
yeah, they're not going to come hurt you. I bet you 8 out of 10 people with tattoos they just got it because they think it looks cool and it means something to them.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe next time you see someone with tattoos, ask them about them. Ask them, hey bro, why'd you get that?
Oh yeah.
Ask the girl, hey girl, what'd you get that for? Like people like sharing the meaning because people get tattoos for themselves, right? That's how it always should be. You get a tattoo because you want the meaning. You feel the meaning. You feel it means something deep inside you. But you know what? I'll admit, when someone comes up to me and says, oh, that's sick, what's that about? It's a good feeling. You share a piece of you with someone else.
Especially when they say, I love your tattoo, bro. It's very unique. It's no better feeling.
Yeah, you share a piece of your heart essentially with someone else. They could be a complete stranger, and it's a 30-second, minute interaction. But you know what? That probably makes your day.
It does.
Probably makes your day.
Absolutely.
So, this was the 4th episode of the Talking20s pod, and one thing we'd like to leave you with is, hey, go ahead and make someone's day.